everybody, my name is Ahana Wazir, and today, on behalf of the Eco One program, we will be airing our first ever episode of the Eco Podcast. I'm here with Kaveh Bakre, Carla Hacheso, Veer Mashru, and Natasha Duncan, and we will be discussing the impact of culture on our day-to-day interactions and how the diverseness of the society in which we exist has affected the way we interact with the people around us. Kavya, how do you feel like growing up in Africa, away from where one would say you nationally belong, which is India, has affected the way you see culture in general?
That's such a great question. I believe that growing up away from India has taught me not to look at culture, the first thing that I see in somebody, you know? I look at everyone the same. No one is more superior than the other. No culture is better than the other. And I feel like that takes us down, like as humans, it brings us down to earth and keeps us humble, and to know that everyone is of one race, and like all of us are just human. One. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all one.
Yeah. So you think that's because of the way you've existed diversely culturally, or is it because you've not living in India specifically?
No, I believe that it's because I've surrounded myself with people who are of different cultures and different races, different everything, right? And so now, instead of looking at someone and being like, oh my god, like they're this, I can't, oh my god.
It doesn't limit you.
Exactly, it doesn't limit me. It allows me to see that we're all the same.
Right.
Yeah, at the end of the
day.
So
your environment is diverse.
Definitely.
And speaking of environment, today, June 5th, is actually World Environment Day. And so trying to tie that into what we're talking about, Natasha, how do you feel like the environment that you are in, right? The way that it's diverse culturally, just like Kaveh, the way we all, like the school that we're in, it's you're surrounded by a mixed bag of people. How do you feel like that environment has affected the way you build relationships with people?
Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, I think in terms of the environment that I've grown up with so many people, different cultures, going to different cultural events, I think that has positively affected. It's so much more easier for me to build a relationship with someone. Also because I've experienced many cultures, so I'm able to relate on a, let me not say deeper level, but the fact that I'm able to relate at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easier for me. And I'm so grateful that I had that experience, because now I feel like I can talk to anyone, even people with cultures I don't know. I feel like I know how to approach them with curiosity and still respect for that culture, because it's important to, have a balance. You don't want to push onto someone.
Yeah.
So your desensitivity to culture, as in because you don't see it as a limiting factor, has made you be able to build relationships better because you can approach someone respectfully.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, kind of just like what Kavya said about, growing up in Kenya away from India, obviously I've grown up in Kenya my whole life, but still I feel like I don't see culture as the first thing.
Yeah.
And I still acknowledge it. Obviously, it's still something that's very important.
Right.
It's very important to our day-to-day lives. It's important to keep your culture, but it's not something that I see first thing. And I think because of that, right, I can see everyone as a person.
Yeah.
So you're an individual who exists outside of where you were born and who you were born to.
Right. Yeah. So you can separate that.
Yeah.
And I think on Natasha's building relationships, I moving from a kind of unicultural environment to a more diverse environment, have seen a change in how I would build relationships, because I feel like initially I would kind of steer towards having people with the same culture,
right?
But the fear that I don't know, there was some sort of
you wouldn't be accepted.
Yeah. But being able to relate to different cultures at different times has made me realize I don't have to stay with one culture, my people. Yeah. We're all my people.
Yeah. like she said, I wouldn't see someone's culture. I would just see their personality. I would go to my friends, multi-diverse and multi-diverse.
Yeah.
I would see their personality. Many have great personalities. Many are really funny to talk to. Many are really
not
nice.
Not that funny to talk to.
So yeah, it's just the same.
Yeah.
Everybody's just the same.
Different
cultures.
I feel like growing up.
So it's unifying.
Yeah, growing up around people of different cultures makes you realize that it's not about your culture. It doesn't make you different from everyone else, right? I mean, it does, but to an extent, and it
Yeah.
shouldn't be something that makes other people not talk to you or like talk to you. You know?
It's also fun, like just learning about people's culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think like what you said, it doesn't make you different. I think it makes you unique. And like obviously, I wouldn't want to be friends with people who are all copy
The
paste.
same,
Yeah. I want to be friends with people who like I can learn something new from.
Right.
They all have different like quirks about them, and I think learning new cultures is fun. Like it's the funnest thing ever. Going to Holi, going to like
Diwali,
religion. Yeah,
all of these
religion is
things.
also part of culture. So even like an Eid lunch, like I would never want to not be able to have those experiences.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, like she said, living with multi-diverse people, I think it'd be better because I'm also curious to see what kind of events they have, what kind of stories like folktale they have.
True, what stories
That's
they have.
so true.
And you'll find there's so many similarities in the same kind of different scriptures, same story
same,
kind of.
morals.
Yeah, same morals, right. Okay. I think environment is not just about eco, right? It's not just it's very important. Climate change and all that, they're very important issues. But I feel like your environment is who you choose to surround yourself with, right? And what you choose to surround yourself with. So Carla, what do you feel like or what do you think matters the most in terms of culture and sensitivity towards culture in your personal environment or anybody as well?
I think what matters the most is understanding kind of like the basis of what everyone's culture has. Because I feel like while being surrounded by many cultures, it's so easy for you to maybe trample on what someone believes as well.
True.
So if you have that basic understanding of what these different cultures value, it's easy for you to coexist and have fun and enjoy your personal life with these people with the same culture, while still respecting and not disregarding what they hold.
And of course,
a certain standard,
right? Yeah. And of course, not losing your own culture.
Not losing your own culture.
On that point, coming to Kenya from India, my parents were scared of losing their culture. But here, I feel like we've gone even deeper into our culture.
Right. Learn new aspects of your culture.
Yes. Like, for example, I'm from West India, right? But here, they celebrate festivals from South India, North India, East India. And I wouldn't have been able to know about those festivals or even go and celebrate those festivals if I had not come here and seen that even though we're not where we're from, we're still making an effort to push our culture and still, keep that there.
In a way, the distance from where you come from originally has made your culture more important.
Exactly.
More appreciative.
Yeah,
more appreciative.
And not only of your own culture, of the cultures of those around you.
So yeah, as she said, even I'm from East India. When I was here, I've seen so many different cultures come to our events, and I have no problem with that. In fact, it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like different cultures, it's really fun to see a large crowd of different cultures celebrating the same events.
Same event. Yeah, unity in that. Right. Okay. So one more question, just trying to get the conversation flowing. We've talked about culture, and we've talked about environment, and we've talked about how our environment impacts the way we see our culture. So how do you guys think our culture impacts the way we treat our environment?
I really like that, actually. I like that. I could kind of sense where you were going when you started listening to myself. I was like, okay. I think, for me, different cultures have... Environment has always been with us. And I want to, contrary to what a lot of people may think, our environment grows with us. So we shouldn't... I don't think there's any point in leaving the environment alone. Because we have to grow with it, we have to develop with it, we shape it. So I think our culture impacts our environment in the sense that what your values, for example, if you're vegetarian or if you think animals are
to a certain standard.
to a certain standard, that is what impacts the environment. Because sorry, I completely lost my train of thought.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm just...
I think, just adding to what you were saying, you'll find a certain culture is really agricultural heavy, right? So they, a lot of the people in the same culture really believe in farming, or they have farms, they believe in homegrown produce. And you'll find different cultures believe in treating books a certain way, right?
Yeah.
So learning how to not only adapt to other people's cultures in your environment, but maintaining your own culture in your environment, it's very important.
I feel like, especially with the books one, people need to understand other people's culture and then not trample over that. Because, again, no one is gonna change. No one person is gonna change their culture, for the benefit of others.
Right. And you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to hold your own, and it's good to believe in what you want to believe in and what you are believing in, and yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also like very multifaceted because it goes the same way. You obviously don't want to push your culture onto someone
Yeah.
who
100%.
isn't like
True. Who isn't willing or
Willing,
not
yeah.
susceptible.
yeah.
That's why I think it's like very important to understand like from the beginning, like just what everyone kind of thinks, so you can be able to
Find a middle ground.
find a middle
almost,
ground,
yeah.
find a
Right.
compromise.
Okay.
for both.
So on Environment Day, right, you'll find a lot of different institutions and a lot of different places will do something really grand and big, and obviously these are led by the adults, the older generation above us. So generationally speaking, how do we all feel like we have? Do you feel like it's an advantage to us that we have grown up in a very culturally rich place, or do you feel like growing up kind of not amongst people who are all the same as us has maybe negatively impacted you in any way?
Yeah, I think that the older generation would stick to their culture, while our generations, like many relationships, friendships, we would all like be together. But in the older generations, they're a bit like
It was taboo kind of.
Yeah. So I think as older generations create these events, I think they would be like as cultures come, but I think it's an advantage to us.
Right.
As different cultures help us more, like learning different personalities.
You become a
and everything.
well-rounded person in general.
Yeah.
Like growing up away from where you're born, like I am, it's definitely my exposure to different cultures has definitely been higher than my parents.
Right.
But now my parents are also exposed to those cultures, and slowly by slowly
They're learning.
they're learning and they're adapting, right? But it's a bit difficult because when you grow up learning something, it's difficult to change that.
Unlearn those habits,
Yes.
but they're able to do it.
Yes, 100%. And so it's good that all of us, are growing up in a very multicultural, diverse
society.
place and society. Exactly.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. I think it's super lucky for all of us to be able to all of us to be able to like have those type of opportunities.
Right.
Like
We're just better people in general.
we're just better people. You can learn things that aren't necessarily like taught or valued in your culture. And you can adopt things. I think everyone is just a mismatch of different
so
things.
everybody's a mosaic of everyone who's ever met.
So
all
I
of that.
So I think in what Natasha is saying, like now time back to what you asked about the events being held, us having that multicultural environment will help us kind of get this kind of harmony. Because like in World Environment Day, like even in like climate preservation and all that, if you know how different cultures kind of take different steps towards
The same goal.
the same goal, like you reach the goal easier.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy to be harmonic. On that note, I feel like that's a good place to end. I feel like that's a nice wrap. Harmonically, right? Our goal at the end of the day with this podcast and with every bunch we've ever made is to try and make things as, unifying as possible. And I think this was a great pilot episode. Thank you all so much for having this conversation with me.
Yeah.
And
Happy World
happy World Environment Day, guys.
Yay.